The most powerful man in golf stands behind a podium at Augusta National, cameras flashing, reporters holding their breath. Fred Ridley, the chairman who controls the gates to golf's most sacred tournament, is about to make an announcement. But nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this coming. What he's about to reveal will shake the PGA Tour to its core, send shockwaves through LIV Golf, and leave legends like Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy scrambling to understand the new reality. The Masters, golf's crown jewel, the tournament that defines careers and creates legends, is about to change forever. And the decision Ridley just made? It's tearing the golf world apart. Some are calling it genius. Others are calling it a betrayal. But one thing is certain. After today, nothing in professional golf will ever be the same again. This is the announcement that's got everyone talking. Before we dive into this absolute bombshell, if you love golf and want to stay updated on the biggest stories shaking up the sport, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next in this saga. Now, let's get into what Fred Ridley just did. So here's what happened. Fred Ridley stepped up to the microphone at Augusta National, and what came out of his mouth sent the entire golf community into an absolute frenzy. The Masters 2026 announcement wasn't just another routine press conference about tee times or course conditions. No, this was a fundamental reshaping of how the most prestigious tournament in golf will operate moving forward. Let me set the stage for you. For decades, the Masters has been golf's ultimate dream. That green jacket, those azaleas, the roars at Amen Corner. It's what every golfer lives for. The qualification criteria have been relatively stable, predictable even. Win a major, you're in. Be a top player, you're in. Win certain PGA Tour events, you're golden. But Ridley just flipped the script in a way nobody anticipated. The announcement centers around the ongoing civil war in professional golf. You know the one I'm talking about. PGA Tour versus LIV Golf. The battle that's been ripping the sport apart since Saudi-backed LIV Golf emerged and started throwing massive paychecks at the world's best players. Guys like Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, they jumped ship to LIV, and it created this massive divide. For years, Augusta National tried to stay above the fray. They welcomed players from both tours. The Masters was supposed to be neutral ground where the best of the best competed regardless of which tour they played. But something changed, and what Ridley announced is going to force everyone to pick a side. Here's the shocking part. The Masters 2026 qualification criteria is getting a major overhaul, and it specifically targets the LIV Golf situation. Ridley made it crystal clear that moving forward, the tournament will prioritize players who demonstrate consistent competitive excellence through recognized world ranking systems and established tour performances. Translation: if you're playing on LIV Golf and your world ranking is plummeting because those events don't earn ranking points, you might find yourself shut out of Augusta. Now, you might be thinking, wait, didn't LIV players compete in recent Masters? Yes, they did. But here's where it gets complicated. Many of those players got in because of previous accomplishments. Major championship wins, past Masters victories, top 50 in the world rankings from before they joined LIV. But those exemptions don't last forever. And as time passes, more and more LIV players are losing their automatic qualifications. Ridley's announcement essentially doubles down on the existing system, but with added emphasis. He stated, and I'm paraphrasing here, that Augusta National values competitive integrity and merit-based qualification through sustained excellence. Those aren't just fancy words. That's a direct shot at LIV Golf's format, which features 54 holes, no cuts, and guaranteed money regardless of performance. The golf world erupted immediately. Social media went absolutely insane. Golf analysts, former players, fans, everyone had an opinion, and those opinions are deeply divided. Let me walk you through the different perspectives because this is where it gets really interesting. On one side, you have the PGA Tour loyalists who are celebrating this decision. They see it as Augusta National finally taking a stand, finally saying that if you want to play in the Masters, you need to compete in the tournaments that matter, earn your ranking points, prove yourself week after week against the best fields. To them, this is about protecting the integrity of golf and ensuring that the Masters remains a true championship where only the elite earn their spot. Rory McIlroy, who's been one of the most vocal PGA Tour supporters throughout this entire saga, reportedly expressed support for any move that maintains competitive standards. Tiger Woods, while typically more diplomatic, has also indicated that he believes the traditional pathways to major championships should be preserved. These guys put in the work on the PGA Tour, grinding through tough fields every week, and they don't think LIV players should get a free pass to Augusta just because they signed massive contracts. But then there's the other side, the LIV Golf supporters and players who are calling this decision hypocritical, unfair, and potentially damaging to the sport. Their argument? These are some of the best players in the world. Guys like Brooks Koepka, who's won multiple majors, Dustin Johnson, former world number one, Cameron Smith, who won the Open Championship. Should they be punished just because they chose financial security in a different tour format? Phil Mickelson, never one to hold back his opinions, has been particularly vocal. While we don't have his direct response to this specific announcement yet, he's previously argued that restricting players based on tour affiliation goes against the spirit of competition. He said that the Masters should be about the best players in the world competing, period, regardless of where they play their regular season golf. And here's where Fred Ridley's announcement gets even more controversial. There are whispers, unconfirmed but persistent, that Augusta National is considering additional criteria beyond just world rankings. Some reports suggest they might implement a new vetting process that examines a player's competitive schedule, strength of field in their events, and overall contribution to the professional game. If true, this would give Augusta National unprecedented power to essentially handpick who gets to compete. Think about the implications of that for a second. The Masters, which has always prided itself on clear, objective qualification standards, could potentially become more subjective. Who decides what constitutes contribution to the game? Who determines if a player's schedule is competitive enough? That's a slippery slope, and it's got people worried. Now, let's talk about the business side of this, because there's always a business angle in professional sports. The PGA Tour has been in an existential battle with LIV Golf. When LIV emerged, it threatened the tour's entire model. Top players leaving meant less star power, lower TV ratings, decreased sponsor interest. The PGA Tour responded by creating elevated events with massive purses, basically trying to compete with LIV's money. Augusta National's decision, intentional or not, strengthens the PGA Tour's position. If LIV players can't reliably get into the Masters, that's a huge problem for LIV's pitch to future recruits. Imagine you're a young star on the PGA Tour. LIV offers you $50 million. Sound great, right? But then you realize that accepting that money might cost you the chance to compete at Augusta, to win a green jacket, to achieve golf immortality. Suddenly that decision becomes a lot harder. This is exactly what the PGA Tour wants. They want consequences for players who jump to LIV. And if Augusta National is effectively creating those consequences, even without explicitly saying so, that's a massive win for the established tour system. But here's the twist that nobody's talking about enough. What if this backfires? What if Augusta National's decision actually legitimizes LIV Golf even further? Think about it. If LIV responds by strengthening their fields, maybe attracting more top players, creating pathways to world ranking points, suddenly they've forced Augusta National's hand. The Masters can't afford to exclude too many big names without losing its own prestige. Golf fans want to see the best players compete. If 15 of the world's top 50 players are on LIV Golf, and they're all excluded from the Masters, fans will notice. Sponsors will notice. TV networks will notice. Augusta National is powerful, but they're not immune to commercial realities. There's also the legal dimension. LIV Golf has already sued the PGA Tour over what they claim are anti-competitive practices. Could they sue Augusta National too? It's a private club. They can technically invite whoever they want. But if there's evidence of collusion between the Masters and the PGA Tour to specifically exclude LIV players, that could get messy in court. And we haven't even talked about the international implications. The European Tour, now called the DP World Tour, is caught in the middle of this too. Many top European players have joined LIV. If Augusta National's new criteria affect them disproportionately, you're looking at a potential transatlantic rift in professional golf. Fred Ridley, for his part, has been characteristically measured in his public statements. He's emphasized that the Masters always has been and always will be about celebrating excellence in golf. He said that any qualification criteria changes are designed to ensure the strongest possible field. But reading between the lines, it's clear that Augusta National is taking a side in golf civil war, even if they won't explicitly admit it. The timing of this announcement is fascinating too. We're heading into 2026, which means the changes will take full effect soon. Players have a limited window to secure their spots through traditional means. This creates urgency, pressure, and potentially forces some LIV players to reconsider their options. Could we see players trying to play both tours? It's theoretically possible, though LIV's schedule and PGA Tour regulations make it complicated. Could we see players leaving LIV to return to the PGA Tour specifically to secure Masters qualification? That would be a massive storyline. What's absolutely certain is that Fred Ridley's announcement has injected new drama into an already explosive situation. The Masters 2026 is still over a year away, but the positioning, the politics, the power plays are happening right now. Every tournament between now and then takes on added significance. Every world ranking point matters more than ever. So there you have it. Fred Ridley's Masters 2026 announcement that's shaking up everything we thought we knew about professional golf. This isn't just about one tournament. This is about the future of the sport, about who has power, about whether golf can survive its civil war, or if it'll remain fractured for years to come. What do you think? Is Augusta National right to tighten qualification standards? Or should the Masters remain open to all elite players regardless of tour affiliation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this breakdown valuable, smash that like button and subscribe for more in-depth golf analysis. The story is far from over, and trust me, you'll want to be here when the next bombshell drops. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.